Welcome back to another episode of Sailing Merewether. After I had been consistently getting denied entry into Australia, we thought it would be best to take a trip to our own countries to see family and friends, who we haven't seen in almost 3 years. This week, after returning from our journeys, we got straight into things by replacing the standing rigging on Merewether.
Okay, so the heat is kind of taking its toll on us both.
As you can probably tell, I am quite over it by now. Just a heads up though, this episode is going to be a technical one. Thanks for watching everyone. Cheers.
G'day guys. After 2.5 years of Isabelle and I putting in constant hard work, our videos have been completely viewer funded. That's why I'm a little bit nervous about what I'm about to say. But these guys provide an incredible platform, and I'm very happy to announce that today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online platform that provides classes in a wider range of subjects, such as music, videography, web development, business and marketing, and my personal favourite, YouTube. Isabelle and I are currently loving the class YouTube Success by teacher Sorel Amor. We have learnt how to become more authentic when making these videos. The first 1,000 of our subscribers to click the link in the description will get a month free trial of Skillshare, so you can start exploring your creativity today. Sorry. Badu.
Hello everyone and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's been going on, baby?
I just arrived a couple of days ago and we've just been chilling.
So let's rewind a bit.
Okay, let's rewind.
Over Christmas break, Isabelle and I went back to our home countries, and we've kind of seen our family, and now we're regrouped back on the boat, and we have a bunch of stuff going on today, don't we?
Yes.
So we are currently anchored at the front of the main port of Fiji called Beneteau, and we are heading over to a marina called Vunda Marina, and we're going to be redoing the standing rigging.
Yes, this is something that we have postponed very, very long time.
So if you don't know what a standing rigging is, I'm going to explain it all in this video so you guys understand. But basically it's a very important, actually a little bit expensive piece of equipment which keeps us sailing.
Yes.
So stay tuned and I'll explain everything.
Alright.
What are we doing now? So we're going to go to the marina.
Yes.
Alright.
It's approximately, 40 minutes? 50 minutes there?
Yeah, about an
I'm
hour.
gonna motor because we don't have any sail up, and yeah, let's do it!
Let's do it! Okay, so this is our fairly messy dinghy right now. We're going to be pulling out the fuel, the chain, the bucket, and eventually we're going to take off the engine and put it up here. This is our engine mount, and then we're going to bring up the whole dinghy onto the top of the boat. Very simple stuff. We just haven't really run through it before, so we thought we might do it this episode. Ralph is our dinghy that has served us well over the past 18 months. The little missions he allows us to undertake makes living this lifestyle all that much easier. His 15 horsepower engine weighs a cool 38 kilograms. The high-filled 3-meter hull has carried hundreds of kilograms of groceries, surfboards and drinking water, pretty much wherever we need it.
And there you go!
Half the job done.
How are you feeling?
I'm used to it now, so I know how to do it quite well. But the first couple times I was really struggling.
How's your arms doing? Alright, and now the dinghy. Honestly, walking Ralphie around the boat is as close as we ever get to owning a dog.
And it's the closest we ever will get.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. have it, folks. Job done.
Alright, well good.
Happy days, happy days.
Shall we motor to the marina now?
Yes, we shall.
Take some stays down?
Take some standing rigging down, take some stays down, that's it. So the dinghy's up, we should slot into this marina quite easy and nice, and we're laughing.
Are we?
Well, yes.
You're not.
Go. To bow lines to stern lines. We're hoping to get a berth towards the office and the showers.
Yeah.
Possible?
And we're just entering the marina now. These guys are so nice. They came out just then and said, do you need a hand? Do you need a hand with anything? Can we help you with the lines? So last time when Kieran left here, he was alone. And I think that they thought that he was alone again. He's like, no, I'm good, I got Isabelle. Hola! Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Alright, so I'll take this starboard
bow
line
line. That's what
first.
you're going to give it to.
Yeah.
You're going to give that to them. And once they tie that on, we're safe. So,
You saw that one in the water just there, yeah?
Hey, well done.
Ni mula que desarra. Endo samai vei kunetale. Eno da kuna lagi lagi. Enda salimbi vemita kayani. Odai kete buana rana. Mula malaya ke vitale.
Okay, so as we said before, today we are doing our standing rigging. So when you hear of rigging, there's two types of things you'll hear about: running rigging and standing rigging. Running rigging is basically all the ropes of the boat which control the sails and control the boom, and that is not something we're touching today. Today we are doing the standing rigging. Standing rigging is basically the wires which come from all spaces of the boat up to the top of the mast and up to different sections of the mast to hold up the mast and keep it secure during sailing, basically. Some people like to de-step the mast or take the mast out and place it on the ground so they can do all types of things: service it, fix it, maintain it, upgrade it. We are not doing that. We are leaving our mast upright and we are slowly taking off one wire, getting it done, replacing it, and then taking off another wire, getting it made up, replacing it. And if we do it step by step, then that means that we can actually leave the mast up, and it's a lot cheaper for us. And there's a guy here that will actually make up everything as cheap as it can be made up. And it's just one of those things which is so expensive when owning a boat. You have to do this every 10 years or so, and Merewether's is overdue, well overdue. So we now, Isabelle and I, have had the access to our beautiful patrons who make this all possible, they have given us the ability to actually maintain a boat properly and get the rig redone. So one of the most important stays we have is called the forestay or the head stay, and it is located inside the furling system just here. So it goes right to the top of the mast and it holds the mast forward and it holds the head sail out. So the next two wires we want to talk about are the V1s and the D1s. That's the V1 and this is the D1, and they basically start at the shroud here and they go to the first spreader, which is there, and they also go to the center of the mast, which is there. So these wires here have to be extremely strong. Ours are 10mm, one wire for the V1, one wire for the D1. Some boats have multiple wires because you do not want one of these going, and if they do go, you kind of want to back up, but this is just the way our boat's set up. Okay, so after the first spreader, we have the V2s, which go from the first spreader through the second spreader and to the very top, and then we have our D2s, which go from the first spreader diagonally to the second spreader. So the V2s and the D2s are a lot thinner wire because they are a fair way up the mast at the first spreader. Then they don't need as much, they don't take as much load, so they don't need to be as big or as strong. Starting from the base, you can see two wires that go up and they go to the very top of the mast up there. So these wires are called our backstays. We're going to be completely taking one off today and taking it into the rigger to get a new one made up, a new two made up actually. We're giving him one and he's making two for us, and then we'll replace them as we see fit.
You a bit cold, Kieran?
Yes, that's what I am. Cold.
So now I'm going to put some tape around the turnbuckle so that the rigger knows how long our stays are when they are tensioned.
So now I'm just taking the cotter pins out of the backstays. I'm going to be taping, Isabelle's going to tape them up in just a second, and then we should be right to detension the rig.
So our bimini is actually resting on the backstays, so we have to take down the bimini on one side and then put it back up when we have both the new backstays.
Okay, so the cotter pins are all out.
Woo.
And now, gotta get my hat sorted first.
Bert.
What was that?
Bert.
From behind the camera. Bert. Bert. Who is this person?
How'd it go? That hat's name is Bert, I just want to clarify that.
Okay, so now we've taken the cotter pins off, we've put the tape on, so now we're at a stage of detensioning. You should be doing maybe like a turn off this side and then a turn off that side and then come back over this side, another turn off and another turn off. You don't want the mast to bend over this way because you've taken too much tension off the starboard V1s. So you want to take a little bit off, then a little bit off, then a little bit off, then a little bit off until the mast is completely loose.
Getting better? Getting loose?
Slowly but surely, baby. Rightio, so we have now detensioned our V1s, our D1s, we've detensioned our backstays. So now the rig, as you can probably see, it's very loose. So right now we don't want to put up a sail, otherwise the rig will come down. We're going to put down the boom, and we're going to use the topping lift that normally holds up the boom, and we're going to use it as a temporary backstay. And then we're going to loosen off one of the backstays. It will reenact kind of a very loose kind of backstay. We're also going to take one of the halyards that would normally sit on the head sail, and we're going to take it to the base of the V1 here, and then we're going to remove this V1. So basically we're replacing each stay with their own kind of rope in order to just maintain that stability while we are taking down these stays.
Okay, so now I just tightened the halyard and we put it on the chain plate on starboard side, and now Kieran is detensioning the rest of the rig and we're moving along in a good pace. Seriously though, it's feels like it's 45 degrees in the sun. Kieran has had multiple showers and I'm sitting under the shade as much as I can. It is super hot and the little breeze that comes is so welcomed. Happy, but tired.
Okay, so we actually finally got this bad boy off. Took a lot more effort than I would have liked. Okay, so the heat is kind of taking its toll on us both. A little bit struggling here, but so we have detached the bottom of the V1. I'm about to detach the bottom of the backstay. This backstay here should be right to be taken off, and then once the bottom of the backstay is taken off, I'm going to get hoisted by a young beautiful Isabelle here, and I'm going to go and detach the backstays so at the very top, so I should be able to drop each of them down and we should be able to take them to the rigger tomorrow and get them replaced. Woo! Woo! Isabelle says. We're struggling.
Hi.
Going from the extreme cold of winter to the extreme hot of Fiji summer.
Yes. There was a temperature difference of 48, 49 degrees
Celsius.
So
It's just massive.
yeah. I'm not complaining though. It is super nice to be back in the warmth.
The outfits are a lot more easy to wear, aren't they, over here?
Yeah. It doesn't take 10-15 minutes to get dressed to go outside.
This being our first time attempting a complete rig replacement on our own was a daunting task. Having our stays made up by Westside Rigging, Fiji, made life a lot easier. All our many questions were answered with ease by the experience of Bruce.
I'll let you go, just need some time.
Backstay check.
That took what?
Sorry?
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Less?
Yeah, very quick, wasn't it?
I know now you'll never change your mind for something that matters to me. You do not know what I have in mind.
Are you good there?
I packed our bags when we on.
Hello. And we have a Kieran in the mast again. We just hoisted him up to the first spreader. I'll back up. We have given the rigger the V1 and the backstay. We also had a chat with him about the turnbuckles. So initially we're not going to switch them out, but on second thought and talking to the rigger, we are going to change all the turnbuckles. They're a bit pricey, but we just have to do it. And let's say hi to Kieran. Hi, Kieran. How you going?
Getting there. Yeah. So right now I'm going to go up. We're going to install the top of the D1 into the bottom of the spreader, and then we're going to be attaching it to the base plate, and then we're going to take down the other D1 and we're going to put up the new one. So lots of fun out here.
You're recording? Hi! I just took the camera and he's still recording. We had some lunch. They had some incredible rotis with pumpkin in the little supermarket here.
They do some good food here.
Super cheap and really, really good. It's like pumpkin curry
In a roti.
in a roti.
It was...
In a wrap.
I'm not a huge fan of Indian, but this stuff is delish.
I love Indian. So good. Yeah, so now, I mean, it is super, super hot, and I said let's take a break, but this one said no, hoist me up the mast.
Let's
And
do this.
aye, aye, Captain. Do it.
Let's do it.
You're a bit hunched down there, babe.
Yeah, well, the bin me's not where it should be. And I've got a
You're
hat
so
on.
funny when you're talking to me like, yeah, yep, yep. Okay. Okay, and now we are putting in the new turnbuckles for the D1s. On the boat side, we have gotten in the first turnbuckle on starboard. I'll just show you this now. And Kieran is working on the port side. Ooh, don't get the backstay in your head. Good job, Kieran.
Thank you, Isabelle.
Applause insert here.
Hasn't been a very enjoyable job so far. Out in the Fijian sun and the heat, we've been taught by the rigger that as soon as you get the D1s on, generally your mast is fairly well supported. So that's what we're trying to do right now. We hear this wind that hits the top of the mast, and there's a lot of creaking and groaning. So as soon as we get these D1s on, I'll be a happy chappy. Rolling. D1s have been our first ones that we've completely replaced, which is really good. So they're now tensioned down, and we're going to now be going up. There's one backstay still on, so I'm going to be removing that, bringing that down, and then I'm going to get Isabelle to grab the two backstays that are here on the ground, and I'll be pulling the tops of them up. Pulling each new backstay up, I get the top attached to the mast, and after Isabelle then threads it through the new turnbuckles at the stern.
What are you doing?
Hey!
That's not in the right spot.
So, this morning I've cut off the top of the forestay here, and now we're just going to be removing these segments of the furling system. They're going to slide straight off the top.
Beautiful.
So it's very exciting.
You
Never
have
done
to
this.
take the grub screws off from each one.
Yeah, so linking each foil together, there's 4 grub screws, and they're Loctited in quite strong.
Yeah.
So I've gone through and WD-40'd them this morning, and as I undo them, I spray them with a bit of heat, and the first 2 have come out okay so far.
Yeah.
See how the rest go.
Good morning, everyone. This is week number 3, We're in Vindamarina and we're still working on the rigging. As you can probably tell, I am quite over it by now. It has been raining for a week straight, I'm pretty sure. We have been doing some work here and there when it wasn't raining, but it has been pouring down. We're putting up the D2 right now, so Kieran is up the mast now, fully kitted with a rain jacket and hat and whatnot. As we have mentioned before, we get pretty antsy and pretty just easily irritated when we're at a spot too long, especially when it's raining and we can't do the work that we set out to do. But I mean, this is part of it as well, and I wanted to show you. Right now it's not raining as much, but it's still raining and it's not as picture perfect as we normally film. So this is part of our lives as well. So yeah, now Kieran is up on the second spreader. I just hoisted him down a little bit, and he's putting down the D2 in the second on the second spreader. So let's we'll see how he goes.
Okay, so finally our last day has been made up. We used a rigger here in Vindamarina in Fiji called Westside Rigging. The owner is Bruce. Bruce took me for a little stroll through his workshop, showed me how he makes the stays. So it was really interesting to see his swage machine, see all the wires there, see all the inventory. Very interesting process. But now we are 100% ready to go. I'm going to run you through what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. So the brief way of telling you what we're going to do is I have all the brand new stays connected onto the cap shrouds here down on below. They're all connected together. All I have to do is raise the top one up and they'll all follow up. I'll connect the top one and then I'll come down to a cap shroud, connect that. I'll come down to the D2, I'll connect that. And then I'll finally come down to the bottom spreader and I will connect that cap shroud in. And then finally, once they're all in and they're all secure, we will be putting in the V1 right at the very bottom. And then it'll be about really just tensioning it.
As you can probably tell, we're doing the laundry at the same time because we're multitaskers and or may not have planned this very well. But anyway.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Last cap shroud's in. The work up here is done.
Woo!
I don't know how, I might have to come back up here for tensioning, but for the moment,
The rig is on.
all the stays are in, besides the V1. I just got to put this V1 in. We're good to go.
How about it?
How about it? Oh, what a beautiful morning it here is in Vindamarina. I thought I might run down through the rig. We took down every single stay on our own individually and we got the rig completely swapped over. So I'm very, very happy to have a brand new standing rigging. It means that we can sail with confidence. We can go out in some pretty heavy conditions and know that our rig is brand new and it's not going to fail. The old one was quite old. It was about 16 years old and it was very well ready to be replaced. Here are our beautiful turnbuckles. It's all tensioned up. So we got our D1 all tensioned and our V1 all tensioned. And so we've got a new headstay or forestay, depending on what you want to say. And we've also put the old furling system over the new headstay and forestay. And it's perfect and the sail's up now, as you can tell. We've also got a new furling line down there for our head sail. We've also got a new furling line here for our mainsail. So we're very, very happy with kind of getting Merewether to somewhat of a acceptable standard. We haven't been too kind on her over the past 2 years, kind of being a little bit broke, always moving from point A to point B, never having access to really the marine shops, the chandleries, the hardware stores, which we need to actually keep Merewether to a high standard. But now she's looking, I'm very happy with how she's looking actually, she's looking great.